Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe to this channel, please do so. I want you to ring that notification bell. That way, when I drop a video, you'll be notified. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to download my book, it's called Credit Anatomy. I made that book for those of you that are looking for some type of resource to help you with your collections, how to deal or negotiate with collectors, how to just basically navigate the whole credit realm. I just wrote the book over a week's period, and it just became my passion to finish this book. Those of you that download my book are also going to get 15 dispute letters that you'll be able to use if you're trying to dispute. And you're also going to be subscribed to my newsletter. And that newsletter to me is probably one of the best newsletters out here as far as credit goes. It talks about, what's a credit report. There's little tips along the way about utilization rates that you're going to learn. And I go into all different types of things to help you along your credit journey. What I want to talk to you guys about in this video is going to be a little bit different than I normally make. Yes, I love talking about credit, but I'm actually, because the position that I'm in, I get to talk to a lot of people about their financial situation. I get to talk to them about their budgets and stuff like that. And one thing that I see quite often in my community, the minority community, is something that's near and dear to my heart. It's always been a passion of mine, but the way the government has structured people's retirement plans, if you're like born in the 70s, you're not even familiar with pensions. Like, most of us don't even have pensions unless you're in some type of union or something like that. But most of us, we don't have pensions. Once upon a time, you would go work with a company, and what they would do is they will handle your complete retirement. Basically, you will have a pension, then you will get some type of social security or something like that to supplement your pension plan. But as I get a chance to talk to a lot of people, when they got away from that plan, what they did was pretty much make every single person a financial advisor. And what I mean by that is, if you do not have some type of financial IQ about yourself, then you're going to be swimming uphill. And what I notice with a lot of people in my community is we're not really studying what's going on in the markets. We're not really privy to what's going on in the economy. And these are things that we have to start understanding, because the responsibility has shifted from the employer to you. Most of you that are W-2 employees that watch my channel know that I'm a real big proponent on people starting businesses. However, most people that watch this channel, they're a W-2 employee, and I'm not one of those people that knock, people that want to just earn a wage and provide a good living for themselves. But I will say that with the way that the economy is structured today, it is completely different. We're in a completely new era of the way that financial vehicles that we once used is going to affect us. For example, with these low interest rates, it's going to benefit those of us that are trying to purchase assets like homes or equipment for our businesses, get loans to expand upon our business or to reinvest into our businesses, because money is really cheap. But if you are a W-2 employee, how that affects you is when you put your money into the bank account or get a CD or some type of safe vehicle to invest in, i.e. bonds, CDs, treasury, something like that, the return is just not going to be there for you. And how that affects you. For example, once upon a time, and just imagine this, you would be able to stick your money into a bank account and you would be able to get an 8% return, right? Just by sticking your money into a bank account. Today, you're lucky to get 1%. Not too many, just a year ago, 2 years ago, there was Ally and all these other Marcus with Goldman Sachs, all these different companies that was fighting for people's money by offering what I would say high interest rates for savings and checking accounts. They were offering 1 to 2% on savings and checking accounts, and you can't get that today. And I don't foresee the government raising interest rates above 5% ever again in my lifetime. And so money is always going to be cheap. But the how it affects people that aren't investing in homes and stuff, I would say the people that are struggling to make it day to day, how it affects them is they're not going to be able to stick their money into safe vehicles and get the return that they once did. And these are the things that we need to have conversations in our community about. And I know there's other financial community YouTube channels that are talking about these things. But if you're watching this channel, I just want you to think about some of the things that I'm going to discuss today. One problem that I see is that we are not saving enough money, whether it's in our rainy day fund or our 401ks and IRAs. These investment vehicles have become a must in today's market, because you are not going to have a pension and Social Security, if it is there, which I still do believe it will be there by the time you're watching this, by the time you retire, but it's not going to be enough. I don't believe Social Security is going to keep up with inflation going forward. And just looking at the way everything is shaping up, you have these financial advisors and these financial gurus that always talk about back testing portfolios and, how did this portfolio do over the last 100 years? And I just don't believe that the previous, I would say 10 years is going to be predicated on anything going forward. Like, we're not going to have anything to really to measure to, because our interest rates are going to be at a very low interest rate for a very long time. And I just don't foresee them raising interest rates anytime soon. And so what I'm saying is, if you are watching this channel because of credit, a lot of times I talk about budgeting. There's other things that I study and I watch and I'm knowledgeable about. I just don't know if this is the channel to talk about these things, because a lot of times people come to this channel just for credit. But because I'm privy to every, people's personal finances, and I'm not a financial advisor in any kind of way. So I guess this is my notice to you that no, I'm not a financial advisor, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that people are not saving enough money, and the way we're going about it is just not typical according to the way others are going about it. And I just want us to really think about and focus on what is it going to take in our golden years, in our retirement years, to retire comfortably. And I just believe that in this era going forward, what we're going to have is we're going to have situations where grandparents or parents are relying upon their kids to take care of them. And that's going to be a sad case, but it's inevitable. It's something that is going to happen because we are just not saving enough. And if I were in your position and I'm watching this channel and I do not have my debt taken care of, yes, absolutely, I would be taking care of my debt aggressively, right? Whatever your debt is, your goal should be to be able to pay your debt off in 1 to 2 years. Put together a plan to pay your debt off in 1 to 2 years so that you can start investing for your retirement aggressively. In my 47 years, some of the mistakes that I've made that I wish I could do over again, and there's not many, but there is a few, and one of them would be saving more aggressively younger. A lot of times you will hear people talking about the FIRE movement, the financial independence, retire early movement. And it's a great movement, but if you retire at 40, what value are you going to bring to the marketplace at 40? And it's great, but you still have to provide value to the marketplace. That's just my personal opinion. And those of us that are just out here grinding and hustling, that are looking to work to 62, 65 years old and putting away, my question to you is, are you putting enough away for your retirement? And are you saving aggressively? You have Dave Ramsey that talks about, becoming financially independent and, being able to do that debt screen, I'm financially free, or the debt screen. That's great. But after that, like some of the vehicles that he talks about investing in, the 12% return, these are archaic numbers. I don't believe that people are going to get those high 12%, 15% returns in the stock market unless you're financially savvy, unless you're day trading, unless you're doing stock options or something like that. I don't think your average investor is going to be able to put it into, an S&P 500 or something like that, an index fund, and get a 12% return. If they do, great, but I would not bank on it. And it's just because we're at such a low interest, and the way the bubbles burst, I don't feel like we're actually correcting anything. I feel like what we're doing is kicking cans down the road from 2000, the .com to the 2008. We did some changes in 2008, but if you look at some of the laws that were passed in 2008, they're being reversed now. And this is not a political channel. I don't want it to become a political. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican. I don't really care about those things. Those things do not interest me. What interests me is, are you taking care of your financial responsibility? Are you being a good steward of your money? And what we have to focus on is taking care of our responsibilities. You have so many credit repair gurus that are talking about telling people don't pay your collections. You have, these credit repair companies doing all these different types of things to put people in really bad positions where they're either going out doing creating CPN numbers and stuff like that you really don't have to do today, right? If you just focus on building your financial base, building your credit, paying your debt, and investing aggressively, you're going to be okay. But we have to start thinking about how to stop trying to cut corners. I don't know if I phrased that properly, but cutting corners is not going to be the key for your retirement, right? Trying to find a way to invest into some type of really risky stock so that you can make, a great deal of money. Investing in Bitcoin to try and hope and pray that it goes up. And I'm not saying don't invest in Bitcoin, but I'm just saying, what are the fundamentals of Bitcoin? What is it that makes it go up and down other than speculation or what someone values this currency at? When you're investing in stocks or investing in a home, you have a little bit, you have a way to determine if a home is overpriced compared to other homes in the community. You have ways to tell if a stock is overpriced by comparing stocks, that company, to other companies in its same sector. And plus, you're getting all the numbers, and I know a lot of times these companies don't give you all the information, but you're more investing than you're speculating with Bitcoins and investing in stocks that these penny stocks. You're basically speculating. You don't really have anything to go off of. But I see so many people talking about these type of things because they're trying to catch up. And people that watch this channel are between the ages of 25 and 35, I think it is. If you are between those ages, do not build your foundation first, right? Build your foundation of what you can lean on in retirement first. And then you start building upon those risky investments. But if you're coming out the gate trying to invest in penny stocks and stuff like that, and you're not really understanding how to evaluate these companies, you're basically betting on red or black. That's basically what you're doing. And I try to talk to youngsters to get them to understand that what you should be doing is making sure your debt is low, paying off your debt, investing in yourself. You're like building your skill sets, stuff like that. And then from that point on, and also investing aggressively into your retirement funds. But more times than not, I don't know if people think about these things as much as I do. But I would say on a consistent basis, these are the things that concern me, especially given the fact that I get to see so many people talking with them about their financial situations. A lot of times people will call me and talk to me about their budgets and how to budget and stuff like that. And as I'm going through these conversations with people, it's really something that we have to admit. Nobody likes budgeting, right? Nobody likes doing it. Nobody wants to do it. And as many budget apps out there, some people like Mint, some people like YNAB. Myself, I love Every Dollar. But these apps are great. But the reality of it is nobody wants to do this stuff. Nobody wants to budget. Nobody wants to really, go in every week, make sure that they're sticking to their budget. And there is no convenient app that you can create to make somebody want to look at their budget, especially when they're living paycheck to paycheck, because they're barely hanging on. And so most of the time, people would rather go out and have a drink than budget. It's just the way it is. And what I'm trying to teach the community is these are the things that we have to stay focused on. These are the things that we have to stay prudent and stay diligent and make sure that we have a plan and stick to that plan and not vary, because there's going to be so many distractions that are going to come your way that you're going to want to go out and spend your money on. But once you put that money away, that's it. You don't have access to that money, and you want to make sure that you put your money in a vehicle that you can't just go out and pull money out of, right? And these are the things that I want to stress to you guys. I don't want to make this a long video, but I did want to reach out to you guys and talk to you about this because, like I said, I talk to people on a daily basis, and I just don't think we're saving enough money. And I don't think it's our fault. I don't think that the government or whoever the powers that be that put us in these situations, right, that came out and said, okay, we're going to start drifting us from retirement plans into these 401ks, that they really put much thought into it. What are the ramifications of us, building these retirement plans that people are going to have to, depend on themselves for their retirement? What's going to happen if we do these things? And what you're doing is you're making every single person that does not have a pension a financial advisor. And in a lot of cases, you are going to be a financial advisor even if you have a pension. And I'll give you a perfect example, not to ramble, but so I was geeking out on the computer, and I came across the Kentucky pension plan, the Kentucky teachers retirement pension plan. And as I'm going through it, it was showing some of the investments that they sold out of and got into. But one thing that really caught my eye was for every dollar that's owed, they only have 58 cents allocated. So are they going to be in a position to where they're not going to have the money to pay these teachers that are going to come to retirement and depending on their pension? Maybe, maybe not. But I do know there's been a lot of companies that, that it happened to. GE, GM, Ford. A lot of these companies, when people retired, their pensions wasn't there. So those of you that are relying on your pensions, there's a good chance it's going to be there, but I wouldn't rely on that solely, right? Are you taking responsibility for your money, with your money, and taking care of yourself tomorrow, right? And not, thinking I'm going to have my kids take care of me. All right. So I just wanted to touch bases with you guys. If you guys aren't liking these type of conversations that I'm trying to bring to the table, please, what I want you to do is just give me a thumbs down, give me a comment. Not really interested in this type of stuff. If you are, give me a thumbs up, and it kind of lets me know if I'm going in the wrong direction. I talk a lot about credit. I got a lot of videos about credit, but I got to make sure I do my part. And that is making sure that we all have a plan that in our golden years, we're going to be able to retire comfortably. Okay. So I hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.